Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 7 o'clock, and we are live. Welcome to V-Talks. I'm your host, Veronica Brockwell. So I'm really excited tonight because I have a fabulous guest, as I always have. But this guy is somebody I've known for quite a while. He is a New York City fashion designer. He is an entrepreneur. He is an amazing person, and I can't wait for you to meet him. His name is Alex Garfield, and we're doing something a little bit different tonight. So he is in his showroom in New York City, and he also has his lead designer, Paul Fan, with him. So he's going to be popping in and talking about his newest fashion line. So we're going to see how it goes. The show is live. It is unedited. There are no takebacks. So bear with us if we have to move some chairs around and move some lighting around as we add and subtract people and look at clothes. But I just wanted you to actually experience this interview in New York City. So I'm going to bring on our guest, Alex Garfield. And we are going to see where he is. There we go. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
It's awesome, right?
Yeah, I'm glad you figured it out.
I know. It's so funny. Well, it's not funny. I really should wear my glasses. And everyone knows I can't see. So
Where are you?
I know. It's terrible. It's just terrible. And I don't know why I don't do it. But anyway, so good to see you. So we're in New York City right now. Where are you? In what area?
I am in what's called the garment district.
Well, fancy that.
I'm on 39th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue.
I love it.
I'm in the showroom right now that's in the same building as the factory that produces my goods, that produced my Garfield and Marks product for 12 years.
It doesn't get any better than this and any more real than this. And that's why I wanted you there, because I want, you to give people a sense of what it's like in the city and being a fashion designer and the glamour and then the not so glamour.
Fashion designer, fashion merchandiser. I've got my designer here that's going to
I know. We go through this game all the time.
Yeah.
So who is Alex Garfield?
That's me. I'm a guy from the 60s.
Yeah.
I grew up in the 60s, peace, love, and happiness, black and white together. And I am here in I was going to say the 90s, but this is the 2020s already. And I'm here. I like to think I inspire people, and I'm inspired by my friends that I grew up with.
And you have a lot of friends.
I'm very fortunate. Where I grew up in Forest Hill, Rego Park, Kew Gardens, so many of us are still in touch with each other, and we help each other to continue to be who we are. So,
Alex, how did you decide that you wanted to be in the fashion industry?
That was in 1967, the summer of love. I was with Marty Carl, Monkey, and I'm Bugsy in first summer in Fire Island, and I needed to make some money. I was 67, I was 16 years old. I worked for a guy that was creating a store in Forest Hills on Austin Street called Revelation. We built the store. He let me drive his Triumph into the city to Different Drummer, which was the best jeans store on Lexington Avenue in the 60s. I didn't even have a license, but I drove his car. Didn't know I could drive a stick shift, and I figured it out. Brought it back to our store, and the girls never used the dressing room. They all got undressed in the middle of the store. That was the summer of love.
Yes, it sounds like it. That's wonderful.
But I had a girlfriend at the time, my sweet dear Maria, who's still a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So I didn't indulge with, those girls.
Of course. And so did that inspire you to go into business and start selling jeans
Oh,
or making jeans, actually, manufacturing jeans?
I was going to Forest Hills High School at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't graduate, and I didn't get my diploma until I was principal for a day 6 or 7 years ago.
Right.
The clothing business was what I liked. My father he worked for Botany 500, a suits company, a long time ago. And I think because of that, I decided to go into the clothing business.
Mm-hmm. So what was the first brand that you manufactured?
Remind me.
Well, I'm going to pop this on the screen.
You're going to say
was it that one?
Seasons jeans wasn't the first, but that was the first most important. And in Seasons jeans, and oh God, that was so much fun in the late 70s. Could I talk about Tommy? Can I?
Sure.
Is
Tommy here?
No. Tommy is actually, he's in DC now doing his Martin Luther King thing. He had, Tommy had that erected in DC a few years ago.
Sure.
That's why he couldn't be here. But I was in business. I had Seasons jeans with Conrad. And I got a call from Tommy. And he said, "Hi, my name's Tommy Hilfiger. I have stores upstate. I heard you have good jeans. I want to buy 100 of your 3 best pair." And I said, "Do you want 33 1/3 each, or do you want 100 of each?" He said, 100 of each. I said, "Listen, you're an upstate Irish Catholic boy trusting a New York City Jewish garmento. I'm going to send you that." He said, "Yeah, send it to me." I sent them 100 of each pair, and they sold out like crazy. So
I love it.
Yeah. It worked.
But then didn't you go into business together?
A few years later.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He came into the city. He was in business with his then wife, Susie, had a company called 20th Century Survival. I had another company. You remember that too?
I do. I'm not young.
I mentioned, you remember.
I do. I'm not young.
Well, 20th Century Survival. Harder than hell. They had great parties too.
I was a fashionista though, so I've always been a little fashionista, and I always had those fashion magazines,
Well, you look like a fashionista.
Oh, well, that's a compliment. That's my shtick.
That was a compliment.
Yes, from you it is. Yes.
Tommy and I, we were friends. His office was across the street from mine. Mm-hmm. And after 20th Century Survival and whatever business I had at the time, we went into business together. We had a company called Click Point.
Oh, yeah. That was what it was. This one.
Yeah.
Click Point. Good. And what did you sell with Click Point?
We sold, it was kind of organized clothing that the bottoms went with the tops, and people seemed to like what we sold. And I'm visualizing pictures of the different people that came in, the Spiegel's catalog people. Oh my goodness. And I have so many pictures that I've taken, them sitting, buying my stuff. I just love.
Explain to our younger viewers the Spiegel catalog, because it was amazing.
It was crucial.
Yeah.
And they still have a website that people, all the old Spiegel's girls are still in touch with each other. But
it was like a phone book, though. It was like massive, right?
Anybody that wanted clothing should go to Spiegel's catalog, or anything else too. They were great. And the people that did it were great. And I would like to see them again. I'm in touch with them kind of on Facebook, but it would be nice to touch them and hug them. They were great. And at the time, Tommy and I didn't have any money. And Tommy tricked me into meeting Daryl, who became my wife later, but Tommy sent me up to Casual Corner where Daryl worked, and I went up there with Roger Duncan, a guy that worked with us, and all of a sudden, Cindy Vogel told me, go over there to the next office, and all the offices were separated by glass, so you see into them. And I walked in, and I'm with Roger, and I flipped out when I met Daryl, and
oh yeah,
I fell in love. And Daryl and I, but she used to come up to the showroom, the Click Point showroom, and Miles, who's still a dear friend, of course, owned a restaurant called Luigi Siegel's, and used to send Tommy and Daryl and I lunch almost every day. He kept us well fed. Wow, I'm remembering these things. It's wonderful.
I'm currently sharing this show to your Facebook page.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna share it right there.
A lot of the people on Facebook remember me from then.
I know, but I want to share it right to your page, so I'm doing that right now because I think it's really important if anyone gets confused. We talked about that earlier, so it should be right there now. So
it's mostly boys. It's mostly boys that get confused. Do you remember George Carlin?
Yeah.
He used to say women are crazy and men are stupid, and the reason women are crazy is because men are stupid. Nobody knows that. I say that on crowded elevators, and the boys go like this, and the girls go like that.
So you did Click Point. You met your wife Daryl, and then I have this here. So I'm assuming there's a relation.
A relation between Click Point and Daryl?
Daryl Alexander.
Wait a second. Click Point stopped.
Yeah.
I bounced around for a minute, and all of a sudden Daryl and I did this, and we started Daryl Alexander.
I love it.
And it kind of worked for a while until, whatever happened overseas. We were making the stuff in Hong Kong, and it didn't work out.
And what year was that?
1984 to 1989, 1990, something like that.
So, but had you been manufacturing? Had you been manufacturing in New York prior to that, or had you always been importing?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
But primarily importing. And Jack Delman was the owner of the factory in China or Hong Kong, and Richard Delman was his son, and he was running Click Point.
Yeah.
And then we went to Daryl Alexander, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
And because we couldn't, listen, I'm not the most professional person in the world. I'm just a very fortunate person because I surround myself with really smart people. And, and they're in charge.
Well, you say they're in charge, but you're in charge too.
Not so much.
No, not that much.
But I need another girl in my life so she can take over.
We will make sure that we let people know how to get in touch with you if they would like a date, right?
She has to be at least 50 or 60 years old, because I'm a 70-year-old teenager, and I don't want to be introduced to a 30 or 40-year-old girl.
Yeah.
The sex could be deadly. If she dies, she dies, but I don't want that.
You want a little more life in you for. All right.
Remember who the Beatles were.
Right. Okay. So Daryl. Okay. So do we? I think now is this one.
Could I do this quick?
Yeah. Do whatever you want. What do you want?
I know Daryl's watching right now, and I love.
Hi, Daryl. Hi.
We're having dinner with a bunch of our friends.
That's so fun. I love it. Okay, now we're gonna go. Now, can we talk about Garfield and Marks is kind of next, right? I'm sure there was other stuff, but
well, there's stuff in between. But Garfield and Marks was a big deal.
I very much remember Garfield and Marks.
It's actually when Daryl and I just got a little teary-eyed. I think when Daryl and I broke up, I moved up to 81st Street for 2 years. Mm-hmm. I got this really cool place on the top of a brownstone, the top 3 floors, and partied a lot. And then I moved out of the city up to a place called Grandview on the Hudson, where I live today, as a matter of fact. Mm-hmm. But 30 years ago, when I moved up there, Bernie Marks and his girlfriend at the time broke up, and Bernie needed a place to stay, so he moved in with me. And he said, come on, let's go into business. And I had worked for Bernie 30 years before that. I said, okay, come on. And he said, okay, what do you want to call it? And he said, let's call it Marks and Garfield. I said, no, I'm putting up the money. It's going to be called Garfield and Marks. So we called it that, and we got very lucky.
Can you tell the viewers exactly what you sold?
It was related separates.
For men.
For women.
Garfield and Marks for women
Yes.
and men. Didn't you have men's suits?
No, we should have, but we didn't.
Why did I think you had suiting separates? I don't know why I thought you had men's clothing.
Because you knew that we should have done it for men too.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, but you were in the department stores because I remember the brand.
We did very well in department stores. Nordstrom and Pete Nordstrom, who we also honored with Dress for Success. We'll talk about that, I hope.
Yes, of course.
They were wonderful to do business with. We were vendor of the year for 2 years. And I showed up in the stores, and the best part about doing personal appearances was that I got to play with the kids of the mothers that came to buy our product. And Garfield and Marks, mostly one fabric, this stretch rib fabric that everybody loved to wear. And a lot of people still have it in their closets. And my mother passed away in March. And Daryl, my darling Daryl, friend, former wife, and I went and cleaned out her apartment. And I found so many Garfield and Marks suits and Daryl Alexander clothing and Click Point clothing. Everything I ever did was in her closet.
Isn't that sweet?
And we brought it all to Dress for Success.
Oh, that's so wonderful. That's a wonderful story.
Well, we all have wonderful stories.
Yeah. Maybe tell our viewers what it was like. We're a little bit older, but back in the day of Garfield and Marks, I mean, women, everyone, men and women wore suits to work. Well, every day.
They were wearing suits until COVID happened.
No, but there was no like casual Friday or casual this. I mean, it was.
Well, the Garfield and Marks suits were comfortable, casual suits because they stretched, and everybody was cozy in them. So it really worked. We got really lucky with the fabric.
Yeah.
We got the fabric first. I think my friend Barry Velkoff had something to do with it, and then we bought it from another company. And actually, what I would love to do is to be able to find that fabric again. So if anybody watching knows where I can find that fabric, please let me know.
Well, you're in the garment district. You should be able to find it.
It's difficult. Barry's looking.
Yeah.
I need Ed Burkheist to find it for me because that's who we bought it from. We bought thousands and thousands and thousands of yards of that stuff. We'd like to buy more of it.
Yeah. So, Alex, what other stores were you in with Garfield and Marks, like department stores?
Well, Nordstrom, I think I was vendor of the year for 2 years at Nordstrom.
Yeah, you said that.
And Von Maur, I mean, stores all over.
Von Maur, like all the heavy hitters, right?
Lots of them. And the most fun I had was moving around the country doing these personal appearances and being on TV. They made me like this personality thing, and they put me on TV wherever it was. But I had more like in Seattle. I was out there for personal appearances with Nordstrom. We talked about Cure by Design, the fashion shows we had, where all the men, women, and children models were cancer survivors.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, because I that's near and dear to my heart as well. Yeah. So Alex, after Garfield and Marks, did we ever cover? Didn't you have another line called Woman?
Woman was, we bought James.
I'm remembering it, and I talked to you about it, but I don't think you ever confirmed it. So I put it on a banner.
We adopted the company Woman and brought it to Garfield and Marks. And very talented designer, good guy. I ran into him a couple of months ago, walking into 537th Avenue. He grabbed me. We were both wearing our masks.
Yeah.
I recognized him at first. He pulled his mask down and we hugged.
All right, here's one.
Ah,
You can say whatever you want. Yeah.
piece of cloth.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm not going to say anything negative. Started,
No.
did okay with it. I thought I was selling it and going to make money from selling it, and I never got paid. That's okay. That's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah.
The most important thing we have to do is have consultants that we trust helping us to do what we ought to do. And I didn't have that, but now I do.
Well, and that's a valuable lesson, right? So for people that are in business, that they have to make sure, you wanna have that trust, but you just need that second set of eyes.
Or a third and fourth set.
Third.
Also.
I know, but it was a great fashion line. I remember that one.
It really worked, and some of the things I wanted to do, they didn't want to do, and it became frustrating for me. But I wasn't around. I was up in Rochester, where my son went with his biological mother, and they moved. Oh God, the Williams family is one of the most beautiful families on the planet. And Liam got very lucky to grow up from when he was like 4 or 5 up in Brighton, part of Rochester, which is one of the most magical places on earth for kids to be and parents to be and teachers to be and coaches to be. I'm so lucky that I had a camera and I became like the photographer of all the after parties and the before parties and all this stuff. So I was allowed into all of the social events that the kids had, and I got to participate. But the parents, the teachers, the coaches, and the kids are the most magical people on earth that I've ever known. And I'm so fortunate that my son got to grow up there.
Well, Alex, one of the things that impresses me so much about you is how you give back. And we talked about this a little bit earlier about cause-related marketing. Can you explain to people what that is?
There are people that are in need. And I don't mean that in a surreptitious or derogatory way. People need us. People need people who have things to give, whether it's time, emotion, or money. And I'm getting goosebumps again.
I know.
If somebody is selling something in a neighborhood that's the same thing or similar to other things being sold, but you have this and somebody else has this, but you're making a difference in the neighborhood for the better, they're going to buy your thing. So
right.
It's logical that you will have cause-related marketing, that you're going to help something in the neighborhood to happen. And if you're selling a product, they're going to buy your product. It's so logical. Everybody needs to do that.
I know, because a lot of people, they feel like they don't have the money. They're just struggling, trying to keep their business afloat. But at the same time, and they want to give back, this is a great way to partner with a charity, give back, still keep your business, make money, and you're going to get way more back, in my opinion.
The expression is giving.
You might make a little less per item, but over time, who cares?
But you make so much more in your heart and your soul.
Yeah.
Giving back is always in style.
Whoop, I just misspelled that. Yeah, we talked about that earlier, right? Yeah. So let's talk about some of the charities that you're involved with.
I'm so glad you have notes.
I do. This keeps us on track.
Yeah.
See, so everyone, when we were, doing our show earlier, I had to keep bringing them back. I was like, I got to get these on the banners. We'll be fine. I'll just put the banners up. It'll keep you on point. It'll be fine. It works, right? Anybody can do this thing. It's like your cheat sheet. Like it's written on your hand.
It's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid.
No, but I do it for everyone. It makes it a world of difference. And then nobody's stressed out. I'm like, you don't have to worry about it. I'm just going to throw stuff up there and you're going to go, oh, yeah, I'll talk about that.
Well, if you throw enough shit against the wall, some of it's out.
Yeah. And if you go, oh, I don't want to talk about that right now, I'll go, okay. I'll put something else up. Sometimes I put stuff up, it's misspelled. And then I'm like, oh, I don't have my glasses on.
Right, yeah.
It's live. We don't, whatever. All right. So let's talk about this is a big one.
You want to talk about Dress for Success?
Yes.
When I was, I think we were at Avery Fisher Hall. Tommy Hilfiger was the honoree for an anti-violent inner city youth group. And Jack Weinstock, who's no longer with us, came over to me and said, my niece has a remarkable thing going on called Dress for Success. She's in New Jersey. You should look into it. And I did. Mm-hmm. And since 1999, I've been involved with them. And Dress for Success has done things, I don't know how many countries, 100 and something countries worldwide, to help women. It suits to self-sufficiency. That's their explanation of what they do.
Alex, I feel like I need to have them on.
Joy Gordon,
yeah,
who has been there forever, is a sweet, darling, dear friend, and her kids are dear friends of my kids.
Yeah.
My son. I have pictures of everything I'm talking about, by the way.
Yeah.
And she has been the CEO there for forever, and it's a remarkable organization that it would be great for you to have them on.
Yeah, and on that was it the New York Post that called you the master connector?
Yeah,
something like that. The New York Post called you the master connector, and this is an example of how he connects people. So now you're going to connect me with Joy, the CEO of Dress for Success, and she's going to be on the V-Talks. That's being the master connector. Look at that.
Well, I introduce people, and we have a good time.
Right, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, yeah, Dress for Success.
I'm serious about that, though. I think this would be a really great show.
Excuse me, I just heard you, and I hope you invite me to be part of that show.
Of course, I would love that. That'd be fun. But when we have 3 people on, the screens get smaller.
No, I'll come on for 30 seconds.
Can you sit with her?
Of course.
Instead of being in the little thing, you could sit with her like you're going to sit with Paul later.
Well, Paul's over here.
Paul, I'm bringing you in a minute, so we're still talking about a few more things. Paul's excited. He's like, "Oh boy!"
It's like 7:30.
I know.
Like overtime.
I know. I'm really proud of you, Alex. You're like moving and shaking here. We're gonna have a lot of time to talk about your new fashion line. I'm so excited.
You're an inspiration, okay?
Oh, you're so sweet. Okay, we got another one. All right, you ready? This one.
I hope Bob and the rest of them are watching this. Mm-hmm. Council for Unity was started, oh my God, more goosebumps, 46 or 47 years ago in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, baby. Okay, I'm from Queens. And they started to get the Bloods and the Crips gangs to stop killing each other. Mm. And I never graduated high school. I didn't get my diploma until I was principal for a day 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh boy. And they rewarded me with my diploma. But I was invited back by Patty Bugland, who I went to junior high school with at Russell Sage, and then Forest Hills High School. I was invited back to talk to the kids. And I didn't know when I walked in that I had to give proof, evidence that I'm a human being, and all this stuff at the front of the doors when you first walk into the school. And walk into the class that I was invited to, one of the officers had to walk me, and the kids there, they were green, white, black, yellow, blue, and red kids. When I was there, it was the 15 black kids that were bused into the 5th grade when I went to PS 99 that became my friends and protected me all the way through high school. But when I walked through the class, through the halls this time, it was unbelievable how colorful it was. And they walked me into the class, and the kids were like climbing the walls. It was very noisy. And Barry Kirchmeister, who's a magical friend of mine and will be forever, came over to me, long beard, long gray hair, hippie guy, put his hands on my shoulders, and I said, "What's going on here?" And I said, "What am I supposed to talk about?" And the bell rang. He said, "Just go talk." I turned around, looked at the kids. They all quieted, total quiet. And I started talking about, instead of talking, it was the American Cancer Society was having their march that weekend. And I was invited for that conversation that I was going to have because of my involvement with the American Cancer Society. And I looked at the kids and I just started talking about peace, love, and happiness and black and white together. Not sex, drugs, and rock and roll too, but stuff we had in the 60s. And I realized these kids all had it in them. And I gave them I said, "You guys have stuff to say." And I made them start talking. And it was magical. And for the past 7, 8, 9 years, I've been involved with them. And it's one of the more, well, the different charities I've been involved with have made me a much better person because I've evolved because of them. And Council for Unity is one of them. And I'm going to be involved with them forever.
Yeah, that's a wonderful.
It's remarkable. And I want to bring more and more people. My son, Liam, came to a Council for Unity class in Forest Hill High School and talked to them too.
Aww.
Liam's magical. Liam is one of the magical kids.
That's your son.
Yeah. And yeah.
You ready? Ready for the next one?
I'll do whatever you want. I mentioned Cure by Design a few times.
That's how we met.
In Virginia.
Mm-hmm. We met in Virginia at Cure by Design. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how magical it is.
Ah, yes.
To stand on the stage. Mm-hmm. You met Connor.
I had Connor, yep.
Connor's hero.
Yeah, Connor, yep. Connor.
And lots of these kids, they've been in New York. They visited me. I've been with them, and I'm still in touch with them.
Yeah.
And there are a few that have cancer again that I'm training for and in love with. And cancer sucks.
Yeah. So could you explain
we had fashion
what Cure by Design is and how it started and your involvement?
Because Mariah Morel. Mm-hmm. I went down to Gainesville, Florida. I met Storm Roberts and all my other Gainesville friends, and they had something called a trio of fashion, a trio of fashion, I think, or a trio for fashion. And it was a local, remarkably magical event where cancer survivors walked the runway. And I asked permission, and we renamed it Cure by Design, and it went national. And all the models in the fashion shows, all the men, women, and children were cancer survivors. And talk about magical.
How much money do you think we raised?
I have no idea.
You know what I mean? Quite a bit.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I don't, yes, a lot. And I wish.
For the American Cancer Society.
I wish more of it went to, I don't want to talk disparagingly. It was fantastic what we did. And
it was.
For the survivors, it was great. And the American Cancer Society stopped it because they weren't making enough money or something. But whatever that was, I'll do it again. And I'm still friends with some of the kids, a lot of the kids and parents and people who have had cancer and might have cancer again now.
Alex, if you ever decide to resurrect that, let me know. I'm in. I'll go. I'll be.
Something to do. It'll make me a teenager.
No, really, no. I think it's a wonderful event. You know, you just have to figure out you know, the logistics of it and how the money gets donated and all that. But I mean, I think you don't need.
We don't need the American Cancer Society or anybody to help us do it. We can do that in Richmond, Virginia. Or anywhere.
Yeah, anywhere. We could do it in New York.
Let's talk about that another
Let's
time.
talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So I feel like,
how am I doing so far?
I think like I'm actually quite thrilled because we're going to have, I was worried we weren't going to have enough time to talk about the line, but we are like so good. Okay. So we're going to talk about now, this is very, very exciting. First, I know, right? First, we have to talk about, first, we have to talk about the line and when it was supposed to launch and all of that. And then we'll bring Paul on. So let's talk about your new line, Alex Garfield. When did you decide that you were going to start another company?
Daryl, my dear Daryl, my wife before my son's mother, tricked me. She said, come on, let's go for lunch at Nordstrom. They have a great restaurant. And at Garfield and Marks, we were vendor of the year twice with them. And so, of course, we went to Nordstrom. Pete Nordstrom was a wonderful human being. He was an honoree at Dress for Success, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But we went into Nordstrom and we're looking around and she said, what do you see? And I have this old expression, it's got to taste good on the shelf. I stole it from somebody else, but if it doesn't taste good on the shelf, you're not going to go and touch it. And she says, so what do you think? I said, I don't see anything that tastes good. And we went into the restaurant, we had lunch, it was delicious. And then she said, come on downtown. And we went downtown to Cafe Arno in the Garment Center, where Teddy, who owns the factory that used to produce Garfield and Marks, met us. And there we are. And Jody was there too, who worked for us at Garfield and Marks. She's fantastic, Jody. God, I would like her in my life doing this business with us. But anyway, all of a sudden I'm back in business. And Teddy's taken over, and we have Gregor Simmons, who has been a buyer in buying offices for 30 or 40 years. She came up, and Paul, who is our designer, who I didn't meet until then, Paul and Gregor and I are with Teddy, are standing around putting merchandising. I'm a merchandiser, I'm not a designer. But we're putting the clothing collection together.
Go ahead.
We're putting the clothing collection together, and Teddy's watching, and he was freaking out because we're yelling at each other, freaking out, no, not that fabric, this pattern. And it turned out to be really something that we got great response from our buyers, and then COVID happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, what year was that?
That was a year and a half, almost, a year and 7-8 months ago. And
the name was, I think it was A Garfield, right? It was Garfield.
I wanted to call it something goofy, like any name. And they said, no, we have to call it A Garfield. I said, why? And then Alex Garfield. And they said, because everybody knows Alex Garfield, whatever. And it's not my lack of ego, but I wanted to call it something funky. And they wanted to call it Alex Garfield because supposedly people remembered me. And we put the collection together. It was fantastic. And we had to not use that. We had to get more cozy. And the designer, Paul, who you will meet in a minute, put it together. And even though things are laid back and people aren't buying and all this stuff, people are flipping out over our stuff because it's cozy, sweet, and it seems to make sense.
I love it. All right, so let's meet Paul. So can you guys can cozy up because you're all vaccinated and all of that. You've had 3.
Paul's kind of cute, but we're,
I know, but I want to see both of you in the shot there.
Is this good?
Well, no, you got it. Yeah, you got to. Yeah, but then we can't see Paul. I know. I know. Maybe you can sit on each other's laps or something. That'd be fun. Look, now we're doing this. I love it. Paul, how are you? Is it Paul
Fan
Fan?
at the end.
Right? Paul
Yep.
Fan.
Yep.
So tell us about yourself.
I'm originally from the UK. I went to fashion school at Kingston University.
Uh-huh.
I worked in Sydney, Australia, worked in San Francisco, came to New York, worked for several companies, including I did Burberry for the US. I've worked for Nordstrom. My main career has been in direct sales. I launched Carlisle, etc. It's a direct sales line. I was there for a while. I also did W by Worth, which is also a direct sales line.
What is the second one?
W by Worth. It's no longer around. And I also
absolutely. I know these lines.
Clothing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you have quite a resume.
I also launched Pearl by Leela Rose, that new direct sales division by what she's doing.
Oh wow.
That's what my experience is. And then through that connection, actually, I met Teddy in the factory, and that's how I met Alex. So it's all through working and connecting and, seeing who's nice, who's not, and I ended up with him.
Yeah, nicest guy on the planet, who has the most friends I know. So you're a fashion designer and you are very familiar with direct sales.
Yeah.
So that's
well,
amazing.
direct sales, not online selling. It's different. It's more direct sales as you sell in people's homes. You set up like this. And you set up a whole boutique of the clothes that we give you, and then you sell your friends and clients and stuff like that. It's a different way of selling.
So you were in charge of that division.
Yeah. So the fashion industry is not just selling stores. It's vast. It's quite different.
Right. So you go on board with Alex and you design this line. So what was your inspiration for the line?
This particular line was inspired by fabric, which normally, as a designer, I think fabric is the key thing. It's the most important thing. You get inspiration from fabrics. And the base cloths were actually the cloths. Could you do your job and pan around to the...
Lots of people are texting. They want to be watching.
I know, but we're on the show, Alex. Could you maybe be... You were supposed to be camera. You're supposed to be taking...
Excuse me.
I told you, it's live. We don't know. We're doing the best we can.
The base cloths. The base cloth was the original concept. So the base cloth, it's a washed cupro, right? So
what is it?
The washed cupro.
It's beautiful. I want to touch it. What does it feel like? It's
very soft, tactile. Feels smooth, cozy, fluid.
Yes.
What we did here, this is the concept board that we started off with.
Yeah.
You can see the fabrics were what we started with, and I just built up around it. Obviously, Coco and Ivory, Spectator. So we got all spectatory images.
Sure.
The prints here, you see we recolored. Like that.
So is that what you do? So you start with a board.
You start with colors, and you get colors, concepts, and you put it together. It's a feeling, it's a mood. So the mood here was very relaxed because the fabric is casual. It's very it's easy, comfortable wear. So we're doing very relaxed stuff like the safari jackets, relaxed, pull-on pants, relaxed, wide pants. Then we add, fun dresses. Again, very relaxed.
Oh, how cute is that?
And then shirt dresses, even though it's constructed, it's very relaxed. Tops, big shirts. Because, it's because of COVID, everyone wants to be comfortable. Everyone's used to, leggings and jerseys and sweatshirts. So this is taking it one step further. It's a woven fabric, but it's loose, it's easy, it's comfortable. It's still lifestyle because you're still in lifestyle of you're not locked down, but you're used to being comfortable. So all this here is for comfort. And it's whether you're going back to work or whether, you're going to your kid's PTA meeting or
Yeah.
just lounging at home. I mean, look how cute.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Put on some espadrilles and
Paul, what is that fabric?
Cooper. It's the wash Cooper.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the base cloth. That's what we base all our things go back to it. So jackets, top. The majority of the fabric is the base cloth. So
now the original line was a little bit more structured, right? Before COVID.
Yeah, the original line was. Let me sit down. The original line that we came up with was beautiful. It was novelty jacket driven, because what Alex was saying, you go into a store and you want something has to catch your eye. So what we did, we came up with something like 12, 15 jacket blazers, bomber jackets, zip up jackets, but all in really, really beautiful fabrics. Actually, they were either jacquards, they were printed, they were fringed, they were very expensive. They were like designer level. Like they were going to be expensive. We were aiming for like that sort of tier. But when COVID came, no one buys those, so we had to. Yeah. You go with the flow. Now we're doing comfortable, easy, more approachable clothes, I would say.
Do you feel that that's what a lot of companies are doing this season?
I think they are, but we're also starting to see a reemergence of structure again. So people are going back to jackets.
Structured tops.
Blazers.
Yes.
Pants, suits. They want that again. So actually, what we're doing for fall, we're taking the same fabric and we're thinking about doing structured jackets in it and tailored pants. So you're getting the same feeling that I think Alex Garfield is getting known for again, like his rib fabric from his prior life. Now he's getting known for comfort and like the Cupro and so we're going to continue that for a little bit, but then we're going to change. Like we're adding another fabrication in fall. So we're slowly building it on. We can't just give everything all up front. It's like a little bit at a time. We build the line, right?
And I'd like to bring back something similar to what we originally started with too, because the reaction to those things was so terrific. But there's an evolution that we'll come up with.
All right. So who is the Alex Garfield customer? Who is she?
May I start? To me, I think she's a woman. She's a woman. She's not a girl, right? She knows who she is. She has a lifestyle. She might be in the suburbs or urban, but she's very relaxed. She's not someone that's going to a corporate office. She's not someone that's like in power meetings. She's someone who's is local. She likes to go to local places. She likes to work locally. She's got friends. She wears dresses up cute. She's not necessarily uber fashionable. She wants to be comfortable. She wants to look polished. She wants to look put together, and she likes color. So
yeah, no, it's a lot of color. It's very pretty.
I mean, yeah, she's not. I wouldn't say she's not a total fashionista. She's
the pictures that we have from the photo shoot with the models.
Love them.
And the models came up, they weren't smiling, and I said, you got to smile. I don't want to wiggle. And they said, no, nobody they want us to look serious. I said, not for my stuff.
Yeah, we were telling us okay, Prozac shot, Prozac.
Oh, God.
Getting the smile.
No, but they all giggled and smiled, and they loved the stuff, and they looked so good in it.
Yeah, they really did. The photo shoot was awesome. Yeah, it was really, really good. So, so I want to talk a little bit about Fashion Week, Coterie, and explain to our viewers. So we just came off Coterie, which was just off of Fashion Week. So can we back up and talk about what is Fashion Week and kind of spring forward from there? So people know, because I don't know if people really understand at all. They just know it's cool and like somebody's going to be modeling.
The big difference between Fashion Week and Coterie is Fashion Week is for the designers that do like fashion shows, and they're presenting their product in that venue. Like they do a runway show or they do like presentation, that type of thing. Coterie is more wholesale, where the vendors will put them up to show buyers so that they can pick the buyer for the stores. It's a lot more direct. Essentially doing the same thing, but we're just going, the coterie is just straight store, straight business. Like
Right.
the Fashion Week is a little bit more hype. It's a little bit more glamour.
But then nobody's buying anything at Fashion Week.
No, they're previewing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I wanted to talk about so people could understand, what the difference is and what happens. But it's really it's really 2 weeks of fashion, really.
There's
Right.
a lot of it. It's been going on in New York City for a long, long time.
Yeah.
COVID has not ruined things, but it set us back.
Well, I want to hear about that, and I want to hear about, how it affected things this year.
Well, it's been affecting things since it started.
Like we said, like we first started with a structured jacket line. COVID hit, no one wants that. So like every company that we know, they're evolving, they're scrambling, they're trying to get with the times. Like fashion itself is always evolving. So it's never static. So the fact that COVID came, it hit us hard, but everyone adapts.
Yeah.
That's what you do in business. You adapt or you die. And we're adapting.
Adapt or die. That should be a brand name.
Yeah, no, it's true. So what does New York City look like right now?
It's actually looking pretty normal. It's starting to get back to normal.
Really?
People are out.
There's so many restaurants, which is a good thing that's happened. So many restaurants have outdoor spaces with heaters. So all through the winter, we're going to be able to eat outdoors with a heater over us.
That's wonderful.
And people are eating indoors. Some of us will do that and some of us won't.
Right. And then in terms of people buying during the Fashion Week in Coterie, have you gotten any feedback from people as to how it was, or
not as much as being sold now?
Okay, so it's definitely affected things for sure.
Of course.
Yeah. Do you think it's the retailers are they're afraid to hold on to all that inventory, right?
Retail stores are suffering. I would love to be visiting every boutique that we sell to just to make them smile.
The big thing that came out of this pandemic is that those companies that are set up online to sell are doing well.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
Direct to consumer.
That you don't need to go into a store, people are buying. And a lot of people, I think like sweatpants, jeans, t-shirts, cozy stuff, but also people are starting to buy real clothes again. But again, it's all online. So,
yeah, people are buying more constructed
pieces.
Yes. Over the past year and a half, I've just been wearing sweatpants and shorts and t-shirts. Well, I'm a t-shirt guy forever. Here it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think people wonder what it's like in New York, because you guys are kind of where it starts. So, if New York starts to get back to normal, I think people are going to feel better, but, this
is starting to get back to normal, but I think it's also people in New York are serious about it. We'll mask up. We will not talk in people's faces. We will not talk in subways or elevators.
And everybody's had injections.
Yeah, everyone's vaccinated. We're taking it seriously. I mean, we're not talking politics, but New York takes it seriously.
Right. Yeah, no.
Why? Because we can go back to normal then. Because literally, we're on top of each other, so we have to take it seriously.
That is true.
On top of each other, he's coming on to me.
I know. Are the subways running in full schedule or weekend schedule?
Could I tell you what's going on in the subways that I saw?
No, I don't know. I haven't been to New York in a year and a half.
There's a kid. There's a kid, I think he's 24 years old, has been sketching pictures of people. I think I saw it on 60 Minutes, or I saw it somewhere. It's unbelievable that things like this could occur here now, about peace, love, and happiness, and people are hanging out. There's a kid that's been sketching sketches of people sitting across from him on the subway, and he hands them the sketch, and they flip out over it because it's so beautiful. And now he's a very popular person. But we have to develop more things like that about peace, love, and happiness and caring for each other now, because we've been through a terrible time and we can't be reckless about it.
I know. I actually have to commend us as a country, really, because it, it was a tough year and a half, and it's still tough,
There are states in our country, and I'm not going to get political about this, that aren't doing what they ought
to. Go ahead.
There are places that aren't doing what they ought to be doing, and it's not just my opinion; it's a fact.
Science.
Science is science.
So I think what you're requesting is that do what New York is doing, so we can, get.
We were leading in deaths. We were leading in horrible things happening, and because we took charge and we all believe in each other and we respect each other, we came out of it. We're doing okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. The injection is not just for yourself; it's for everyone else.
Yes.
Your community. You're helping your community, not just yourself.
You got to be. You got to take care of yourself in order to take care of others.
Yeah, and so I think
because if no one's going back to normal, no one's buying, no one's going to the stores.
Right.
So it's affect business.
It's a domino effect.
You don't get shot. You get people still get worried. It's a never-ending story.
Let's just get back to 60s. Peace, love, and happiness, black and white together, sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
I love it. We should end on that, but we can't because I'm looking at that.
Let's keep
those
going.
clothes right behind you, Paul. I want to look at them. The brighter one over there. You've got
this.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
This is it's a shirt dress that I showed you, but we can also style it as a duster.
Yeah, no, how cute is that? I love it.
Some of the stuff I flipped out when I went to the.
So cute.
I was at the fashion show. I was at the fashion shoot, and
that's beautiful.
The model,
I don't look good in that color, but
the model flipped out over our clothes.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And then go down towards the right. What else is down there? Let's show our viewers what you have. This is like actually being there.
Say again?
Yep. That's cute.
Printed viscose.
Whoa, hold on. Bring that over here.
Yeah.
This is important.
Yep. I want to know.
I mean, I'm not a girl. If I was a girl, I would want to put this on.
It looks comfy. It really does.
We're going to send you some stuff. We got to send her some ads.
Oh my goodness.
That's the thing about, I think, the Alice Garfield line, the whole comfort, the easy, the shape is easy, the fabrics are comfortable and easy to wear. It's just something, it's inviting to wear. You want to
it's lovely.
If I walk past this, I was a girl walking past this on a walk, I would have to buy it.
And then, we have
so funny. Oh, that's cute too. Look at that. That's awesome.
You're gonna have stuff. Do we have this in inventory yet?
Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so let's talk about.
We're gonna send you a closet full of our stuff.
But like what we're doing also is like.
That's cute.
It's an updated sweatshirt.
Really?
Yeah. So
hi, sweetie. Oh my goodness. So yes. Yeah, such cute stuff, you guys. Okay, so this is all new. This is the launch. You're gonna have it for sale soon on your website, right? Have you?
I decided instead of waiting till November, I'm gonna put it up online in October.
Okay, yeah. So it's being manufactured right now. These are samples, right?
In January.
So for those who don't understand how this works, you make samples and you take orders, and then you manufacture based upon your orders, right? So that's why you buy.
I still don't
understand.
I still don't understand how it works. I've been doing this for a long time.
I just want our viewers to understand because some people might not know how it works. Buying something like that.
You make a sample set. It costs a lot of money to make a sample set, and then these get sold, and you get you find out how many units you sell, and you can just figure out how much fabric you need to buy.
Yeah.
Fabric needs to be bought and shipped to the factory. The factory's gonna cut the fabric, sew the fabric, make it, ship it, and then it ships to us, distribution center, and then we send it to the stores.
Right.
And bought them. So it's all that all happens within like maybe like a 3-month period.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
From order to delivery to the stores, typically it's about 3 months. Now, are you getting this manufactured in the city, or are you
We're doing
Some here and some overseas.
Okay, so you're doing both, and right in the garment district.
Yeah, it's important to give the garment
Upstairs from where we are right now.
No way.
Yeah, we're in the building that the factory is in.
Stop it.
Makes it very easy.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
So like, you can just have something made upstairs. Like you can just sketch it out and go,
Yes.
I love this, and
Done.
Well, it's not that easy.
Oh.
it is for Alex.
It is for
Maybe
Alex.
not for you, Paul.
Well, he has a tougher job than I do.
Yep, there's a lot of work that goes into it. It's not just sketch it up, put it through a copy machine, and that's an outfit.
Right? That's a good idea.
3D printers, I guess.
I was just going to say, can you use a 3D printer for something like that?
Yeah.
Why that?
Well, I'm sure high-end designers like Dior or something are doing that sort of stuff, but that's very expensive. So
I want to try.
No. So I want to see. So I didn't prep you on this. Do you have a sketch we could see?
Of what?
Paul, do you have any sketches of anything that you've done laying around? Just your.
This office is a big thing.
No.
We happen to be in Paul's design room, and we cleaned it out just for marketing. So it's a sewing place now. But
we'd love to see that, though. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe next time, because I want to. So my idea is when you launch the website, we'll kind of have you back, and I might even I'd like to go there and film it there.
Go where?
Like where you're at, New York.
Come up here when we do the website.
We could launch it. We could. I don't know. We'd do something.
Could I tell you something? This is fun, and I feel so comfortable with you, and we have wonderful memories. So yes, you are part of us now.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
I know we do these shows all the time, Alex.
Well,
but
thank you for accepting my invitation.
We'll have to do one when you launch the site and you're getting ready to sell. Because the reason the site really isn't up because you can't buy the clothes yet. So when do you think that will be? Like 3 months?
No. We're going to ship in January, but we're going to go up online in end of October. At first, I didn't want to do it because I wanted to be able to satisfy the people that were buying it immediately. But we're going to go online because just in case a lot of people buy it, I want to be able to produce it and ship it to them. So we're going to go up online and not.
I think online we'll do pre-order probably. Right?
Yep.
Pre-order.
Okay, so you can pre-order.
How about this? Paul said pre-order orders. They're going to discount for ordering it early. How about that?
It's up to you.
No, they get a discount.
So glad we're making these decisions live. Don't you see, Paul? It's unedited. Yep, it's all happening right here. We're hashing it out.
We're all getting $1 million raises.
I know.
Well, people have tried to edit me my entire life.
Well, there's none here now. Well, there was a little editing we had a little pre-conversation editing.
You coach me. I need a coach, okay?
I know. It's, Paul, I'm so excited to meet you. Really. You're amazing. And I look forward to seeing more of your work. And, we'll have you guys on again.
Okay, right.
Could I tell you something that I just thought of, and it's something I said to Paul?
Yes.
And Paul might remember this, where he was a little nervous about coming to a meeting or something. And I said, Paul, you're the most important person in our business, in our company. Do you remember that? He vaguely remembers that.
Turn around. See all that?
I've been seeing it enough.
You remember? You don't remember I said that to you?
But what a great partnership. Such a beautiful partnership. I
The
love
truth
it.
is the truth.
It's nice to be validated. That's what.
Oh gosh.
Everyone's nice to you, and they validate you, and they let you do what you do best. So
Well,
If
you're
they don't let
incredibly
if they don't let us do
talented.
what we do best,
Yeah.
we don't do it.
exactly.
Peace, love, and happiness, black and white together, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, 60 stuff. Not the sex, drugs, and rock and roll stuff, but we got to bring the rest of it back. Peace, love, and happiness.
I'll do the sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
All right.
Me too.
So we're rounding up the hour. So
Can I tell you how comfortable you make us feel?
oh, I'm so glad.
No, it's
I love these shows, and I love working with you guys. So this makes it easy. You know, our process is that we meet ahead of time and get comfortable first. So by the time we hit live, we forget.
Oh, excuse me. We need girls to coach us.
I know.
I
All
told
right.
you what George Carlin said.
Hmm.
Women are crazy and men are stupid, and the reason women are crazy is because men are stupid.
Yeah. But we got it going on, and I wish you all the best. And like I said, as soon as the website, you guys go live, we'll do something, even if it's like a 15-minute something, but we'll do something to launch it and get some traffic there so people can buy these beautiful clothes.
Did I tell you how much I appreciate this? Because I know you mean it. We talked about this a while ago about helping to launch it. And there's something that makes me feel good about myself that I attract somebody like you into my life.
Oh, same. All right. Well, on that note, I'm kicking you out now. So not that nice, right? Our hour is up, but we'll be in touch and we'll get this going. And really, congratulations. All right. So nice meeting you, Paul.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.
I love you, V girl.
Love you too. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our show tonight. I know it was a little bit of a departure from what we normally do, but I just thought it was really important for you guys to see what it's like in the garment district in New York City during Fashion Week. So we didn't have a glamorous fashion show. I showed you what it really is like, and you met some amazing people. Talented designer, and my dear friend Alex Garfield, who I treasure. So anyway, we will be back next Tuesday night, and we hope to see you there. Have a good night. Bye.